What's up? Good morning. Welcome to Trading Live with Bubba for Thursday, September the 25th. A little bit of action, but again, not really much. Our open trades are all winners, so that's a good thing. Markets got hammered early, have come back quite a bit, cut their losses by more than half. But again, you would expect that. Bad news, a big break after 2 straight down days in a market that's been rallying. A little bit of recovery. We'll see what happens from here. I think that rally should be sold, but I wouldn't be in a big hurry to be a seller. From a day trading standpoint, it's been very slow, again, as has been for quite a while. But we will watch and we will look and see if something shows up. But right now it is, as I say, pretty quiet, as you can see. We're all kind of stuck in a range. After the nice little rally from the V-shape. Now, the buys, if you were with me then, those were all buying opportunities. Okay. Again, it's the pattern that we're looking at, not the direction. It's just simply about, does the market get overbought, oversold on a blow-off basis? And there it did, as you can see. Very oversold, very oversold. So we'll see what happens. Again, I don't know if there's going to be much today. Our open trades are all wins, though, so you can cash those out today if you want. And if we do anything today, we'll look forward to next week. Well, we had a pretty good run, but right now, again, there's not a lot going on here. Again, one of the biggest things you look at in a market is, we'll call it the speed of the market, how they are trading. And, of course, you don't see any speed. You see markets that are very tightly traded right now, okay? So it makes it harder for day trading, but we will go and look at our usual stuff and see what it looks like, see if there's any things we can create for next week now. Apple, certainly you could look at potentially selling some spreads at Apple. Now, we do have some coming off tomorrow, but if you want to resell them again for next week, I could live with that. I think you might be seeing the turn. Let's see what Apple looks like for next week, October 3rd. 255, 257.50. For $1.05, I would take that, which I'm going to. Just write it down so we can track them. Apple, okay. Amazon. A little bit oversold in here. You might want to look to buy to sell some put spreads. Let's see, for next week, Amazon 217.50, 215. I would do that if I can get $1 right now. It's only about 92 cents, so I'm going to work $1. Coin, nothing, right in the middle of nowhere. Okay, we did sell it last week, so that was good. Crowd worked out well, no trade now. Ether, pretty oversold. Okay, again, this is if you're a fan of crypto, and this is an ETF on Ethereum. Let's take a look and see what it looks like for next week. Let's see here. The 30.29 for 40 cents. I would take that. Okay. Meta, which we already have open in a winning trade. Nothing to do now, nothing to add. Google, which we have open. We don't have Google open. We talked about it. We did not open it. Right now, nothing. INOQ. Okay, there you go. So on Tuesday, it was exploding higher, and we said it would be one we'd look at. We did not make a trade on it. Again, just to be clear, we did not make a trade, but that's what you would be looking for out of that pattern. I just go back here and see if anything is developing for us to trade on a daily basis. Not really. Again, you're seeing a lack of overall speed to the market, so it's The one trade that you might consider looking at would be potentially selling crude oil. I need another big volume bar here. Right now, it's not very much, but it is, again, remember, if you understand the Bollinger Bands and the standard deviations, as the market collapsed, the Bollinger Bands collapsed. So we don't have, standard deviation is only about 6 or 7 ticks right now. So it's not really a great trade to look at. But if we can get another spike up, we would certainly want to look at that. So we'll watch this and see if that happens. But overall, wouldn't surprise me if the markets ended up actually closing higher today. I'm not predicting. I'm just making an observation. But again, I don't really care. I just want some speed and some activity in the market, which we are obviously not seeing right now. So we'll have to, look for opportunities and see if they do create themselves. But overall, not a bunch going on right now. Crude does not look like it, but again, it could. We'll see. We'll gut it out with a couple of minutes here and see if it gets to where we'd like to get involved. I would think probably we need to get up to about 60, 64.45 or so would be where I might have some interest. Now it is becoming at that point potentially overbought, but again, the range is so narrow, it's a little bit misleading. There is not a lot of speed and action in the market. So again, a lot of things are misleading, and you have to understand you do need the speed and the action in the market. So I don't see much at the moment here. All right, well, we'll come back to this a little bit later and see. And go back here. IWM, we talked about selling this, which was a nice little trade. MP is exploding higher. Probably an opportunity to sell some put spreads if you choose to do so. I'm gonna sit it out on this particular one. Microsoft, in the middle of nowhere, nothing really to do. MSTR, this is one to look at. This is finally broke down to the downside. Okay, so let's take a look at here and see if there's anything for us in MSTR. Let's see here. If you look at the 300, 297.50. You can get $1 for that. I would take that. It's close. You may or may not be able to get it. So again, don't force the trade. We'll have plenty of trades to make, okay, over time. We don't have to force anything. NNE, nothing really to do. We did talk about the other day as a potential sale, so you can see what happened. Nugget, which I told you I wasn't trading, but I said you could sell it up there. Again, I told you I got my ass handed me twice. I just decided to look elsewhere. Nvidia, nothing. Let's go back here and see if anything's going on crude for us. And it got close. It got up to 37. So again, it didn't get to where we wanted to trade it. So again, why trade it? That's one of the things I always look at. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not going to rush to get in. Palantir continues to go higher. We looked at selling this the other day. I'd probably wait right now. Not quite enough. Again, one of the problems we're having is the overall speed and action in the market. So I think that it's sometimes better to sit it out and wait. The Qs we did talk about selling, and of course they are working well. SMCI, nothing to do. SPY we talked about the other day, back to the mean, so nothing to do here now. XYZ, nothing to do here. Tesla, which we did have a position on. Okay, and of course it is coming off beautifully off of that level. So again, any of our open trades are all cashable right now. They're all profitable. So if you want to close them now or you want to wait till tomorrow, either way is fine. We are getting a little bit of a pop again in crude, so maybe crude will become a potential trade here. like I said, I'd like to see about 64.45 would make me more comfortable. Go ahead and make that trade. A little pullback in the indexes. But not a lot going on. And if you have any questions, feel free to fire them in. Okay, so here we are where we want to sell it. Let's see if it continues higher. We will start to look, though. Now we'll go to the shorter time frame. Not only are we getting a potential blowout, but we are 3 standard deviations from the mean. So again, even though the mean is a little bit narrower, we will look at it, but we need a red bar, a trigger. If we get an entry right now, the stop would be 65.07. If we should get a trade, we don't have a trade yet, but the stop would be 65.07. Should we get one? Getting a little rally in the indexes right now, a little bit of a bounce. Kind of not much going on. Okay. 65.11 would be the new stop right now. We don't have a trade yet, but 65.11, 65.13. Getting a pretty solid rally right now. Nothing we can do with it because it's not giving us enough action, as you can clearly see. I mean, it's really just within range right now. No speed or action here. So, but crude is certainly the one we're going to look at. And the stop is 65.14, but we have no trade yet. 65.14, but no trade yet. We put on a couple of spreads. Our open spreads are going to expire worthless most likely, but like I said, if you want to take the money, go ahead. Nothing wrong with taking the profit. And now we're just waiting for a reason to enter crude oil. We don't have a reason yet, so we'll sit and wait patiently. Okay, no trade yet. Still going up. New stop, 65.15, but we don't have a trade yet. Are these indexes giving us enough to look at? No. No. So the only viable trade right now is in crude oil, which we are still waiting for. It's always nice to hear what a professional has to say about these moves. Thank you. The moves suck. There's not enough activity yet in this market. That's one of the big problems I can see. Again, we like a lot of speed and a lot of activity, and we haven't seen that in recent vintage. Looks like we may get a trade in crude oil, 65.15, no trade yet. Need a red bar. But again, these are very hard markets. I will say that to you, to all of you, that in my 47 years of being a professional trader, this has been the toughest September and the slowest September I've seen. Okay, doesn't mean anything, but that's just a fact. From some September usually has a little action, and we have none. And we're going into the fourth quarter, which is typically in the markets the busiest quarters are the fourth and the first. So, but in the meantime, here we are. We're sitting here waiting, and we don't have anything to enter. There's no reason to hurry to enter when you don't have a legitimate reason to be in the market. Okay? You remember, you're here to make money, not to just to trade. You don't get paid for the amount of trades you make. You get paid for making money on the trades you do make. Sometimes it's better just to sit on the sidelines and observe. And right now, until we get a trigger here, we're going to sit on the sidelines and observe. I mean, I'm going to play poker later today. I'll be down here. I have this, and then I have an interview, and then I'm going to play cards the rest of the day. I don't need to. I'm not going to worry about what I might miss, because again, the markets are showing me that there's not a lot going on right now. So I'll go apply my skills elsewhere. But again, we can't seem to get a buy here, and I'm sure the volume is dried up to nothing as well in crude. Not bad. We'll see. Again, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, well, then we don't. I'm not forcing the trade just because we're here. Gold's getting a little pop. Is that giving us something to potentially do? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Nothing. No great shakes though. Still nothing. And we got a new bar starting. Gold is not enough volume. I can't do that. I can't do it to you. I can't do it to myself. And since I make every trade I call, I have to worry about my own capital. But it doesn't look like there's going to be anything that happen here. We're still waiting for crude. And again, we'll keep waiting. That's the point. We're not in a hurry. We're not going to put ourselves in risk or in jeopardy just because we're here. As they say, sometimes no trade is a trade, and there's a good decision. And making a decision not to make a trade is like making a trade. So. Okay, maybe something here. Okay, stop in crude would be 65.27. We don't have a trade yet, and now there is no trade. We don't have one to potentially look at right now, but we'll continue to watch it. The hardest part is waiting. Just something to take note of. If you're looking at a short-term chart, NASDAQ broke out, broke right back into consolidation, broke out, broke right back out. Now it broke out and it's holding support now. So it looks like the NASDAQ wants to try to go a little bit higher. And it's not a trade that we make here, but that's just from a chart observation. It's still no trade. No trade in gold. Our only hope is crude potentially. And it's getting way too long other than it is widening out. So we will certainly look at it. Now, if you've traded with me before, you know how to manage these trades. If you haven't, you may want to be careful because we are coming up close against the end. So I don't want you to be in something that you don't know how to manage out. But typically, if we sell crude, your first cover, I trade in this group, I trade 7 micros. Yeah. My first exit is 10, then 20, and 30, and then I manage the rest. Meantime, we got no trade. Okay. It didn't appear, so we got nothing to do. Okay, we'll watch it for another minute to see if it shows. But again, I don't suspect that it will based on what I'm watching. Looks like a non-starter day, but we did give out some spreads. Apple, we're working a couple. So Apple filled, and we're working ETHA, MSTR, Amazon. And the ones we have open are profitable. You can close those. And since there's no trade, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you back here on Tuesday. Remember, I do a market 120 every day just to give you an insight of what I think of the markets early in the morning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.